Hello, this is Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. And this stream I'm going to be doing part 10 of my walkthrough for Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the Definitive Edition. And in this part, it will be chopper checkpoints, which is a thing of like 4 different side missions that require the use of like a Sparrow helicopter that spawned across the map, 4 different locations and stuff like that. And by the way, I noticed this actually when I went in here, like after the stadium event thing, but like the trophies actually show up, which is pretty cool. And I believe it's like that in the original, going kind of into the previous part, which was the stadium event. That's a cool detail. That's also in the original, I'm pretty sure. I guess since I'm here, I might as well get that again. And for chopper checkpoints, there's like 2 mission requirements for getting all 4 of them. The first 3 chopper checkpoints with the Sparrow and whatnot are unlocked by doing the Rub Out mission, which is the same mission where you get this for City Estate. And then there's a 4th one that requires the G Spotlight mission, or at least those are the intended unlocks. Or at least that's the intended unlocks, but I think one of them you can kind of like do it early if you just like park another Sparrow where it's supposed to be. Yeah, the thing is there's no time limit and stuff like that. So it seems there's not really a strict time limit, and I don't even know if there's really like any other players. It might just be literally collecting checkpoints with the helicopter. And of course all 4 of them will be required for the 100%, hence why I'm doing it as part of the walkthrough. And apparently you just get $100 for each course, which I guess would probably make sense because it doesn't seem like there's going to be AIs to compete against or anything. And for those wondering if for some reason anyone got the 80 hidden packages and still did not decide to do chopper checkpoints, you cannot use the Sea Sparrow unlocked of the 80 hidden packages. It's only the regular Sparrow. Going off of the GTA Wiki. Yeah, somewhere in this Ocean Beach area here from the beginning of the game has a chopper checkpoint. Might be on a rooftop or something. But yeah, obviously for locating these, I would recommend a helicopter to obviously be able to see above buildings and whatnot. But I suggest you start on like an apartment 3C or something like that, so like wherever that is, still probably gonna have to find it for a bit. Like these will probably go through pretty quickly, and I don't necessarily want the stream being all that short, so that's okay. Okay, back in Ocean Beach area, I gotta really keep eyes on the wording down there if it pops up again, and I'm obviously in a different area and whatnot. Alright, I see it here. This seems to be it with the Sparrow here. And it should basically be how the other ones are as well. You can just search around for like the Sparrow in the area, and it provides the chopper checkpoints. Ocean Beach chopper checkpoint. Test skill with Sparrow. See how quickly you can complete the course. And yeah, I imagine there's not really a like time limit or anything like that. It seems like you can probably just do this at your heart's content or something. According to like the page I'm on, it doesn't really seem there's like a required time or anything for the GTA Wiki. So in that sense, it's kind of like the RC missions, I believe, in Grand Theft Auto 3, where I think you kind of only have to get like 1 kill or something for like the 100%. So it's a very relaxing thing for the 100% completion. Should not be problematic whatsoever unless you just suck at piloting a helicopter in the game for some reason. And yeah, by the way, there won't be any like unlockable like achievement trophy, at least for this version of the game. I don't really think so for the PlayStation 4 or like PS2 classic version of the game or whatever as well. I don't really think there's any like trophy or anything tied to these. Alright, I might as well just take the Sparrow, especially in case any of them for some reason might not want to spawn. I'm gonna assume they would spawn pretty good. But yeah, the next one is in Vice Point. The Ocean Beach one apparently was 17 checkpoints. Vice Point as well seems like it's going to be 17 checkpoints. And yeah, I don't know why, but I think I'm still used to pressing like the touchpad on the like DualSense or DualShock 4, of course. But of course I'm using DualSense because I have PS5 and all. I'm still used to doing that for trying to pause the game, but of course it changes the camera in this one, which I think is definitely a better control for it. Okay, somewhere in this Vice Point area is also supposed to have a Sparrow for chopper checkpoints. And apparently there's a police bribe nearby, so apparently it's close to a police bribe from what I saw on the GTA Wiki. Right, that's Sparrow, that seems like it's gonna be it. I didn't get any percentage with that first one, though it might just be a small bulk of percentage for completing all 4 of them. Again, there shouldn't be any like required minimum time limit or anything. But judging off of the previous one, this one's probably just going to be a couple minutes, I imagine, typically. Or at least for me. Alright, looks to be the last one here already. Alright, next one's in the little Haiti area, apparently, for the second but last chopper checkpoints. Alright, got another single percentage after the first two there, so it might be like 2% completion or something for all 4 of these. And yeah, not to be confused with Little Havana, but it's Little Haiti. Apparently it's supposed to be like by the Coffin Cabs. It's a little more up from here. Alright, it seems to be the spirit over here, so this has to be it. There's a little note about this window for certain versions of the game. Apparently this one can have difficulty stuff spawning and whatnot. Yeah, let me make sure that doesn't run into that. But yeah, Little Haiti is 22 checkpoints apparently, so it's another few compared to the previous couple for the amount of checkpoints, so probably more like 2 to 3 minutes on that one. And there's a little note for it apparently on some editions of the game, like the PlayStation 4 version, the Sparrow does not seem to spawn under any circumstance. The issue that causes that is unknown apparently, but yeah, you can just use that Sparrow from another chopper checkpoints and then just park it like exactly where it is. So if you can park it pretty well where it is on here, if for some reason it doesn't spawn on certain versions of the game, just take another Sparrow from a previous chopper checkpoints or something. Because apparently the PlayStation 4, like PS2 Classic version has the issue where it doesn't spawn. And obviously that's like the old version of the game for the PS4 and 5 that they removed for this quote-unquote definitive edition. Alright, last one here for the checkpoint. Alright, that got me to 57%. So I think the second, third one gave me percentage, but it seemed the first one did not. Probably because it was like less than a percentage or something. And yeah, the last one is in downtown, and it goes from 22 checkpoints of Little Haiti here to 29. But again, probably will be like a couple, like 2-3 minutes, so it shouldn't be anything too crazy or anything. But yeah. And again, with downtown, that one gets unlocked by the Mission G Spotlight, which is tied to like the film studio in the game. That's the official unlock technically for it. But yeah. Like I mentioned with the Little Haiti one, with how apparently it doesn't like to spawn in the PlayStation 4 re-release of the game or whatever. You can kind of just park a like Sparrow like where it spawns if you don't want to wait till G Spotlight and for some reason want to do it earlier. So you could do the downtown one apparently as soon as the... But yeah, you can do the downtown one as soon as the mission rub out or whatever, which is when the other three unlock, which is where you take over the Diaz Mansion, turn it to Vercetti Estate and whatnot. And apparently it's supposed to be like east or something of the BCPD building here. Or if that's not it, then some other building. But I think that was it. And yeah, it might require G Spotlight because that might be like a mission that like gets the like ladders to pull up or whatever. But yeah, there's like ladders in Mission G Spotlight, I think, that become usable or whatever. Not usable, but like the ladders get downed to make like paths up to certain rooftops essentially. Yeah, not sure if I'm blind or what right now. But either way, it's definitely somewhere in this downtown area. And plus, I do not care how long it takes for me to find it, because I mean, it's going to be a short stream anyways. It says that a building east of VCP, the headquarters, and I think this is in Literia, kind of this like building with the helipad over there. I would have thought that would be it, and yeah, there's like parked police cars and stuff. I don't know if I'm just not seeing it or what, because certainly this building's too big and whatnot. I think east is supposed to be this way or something. Whoops. Again. The PlayStation 4 re-release confuses me sometimes, because well, I still have that button in my head. Alright, looks like I finally found it here. But it is east of it. It's just a little bit more hidden and expected. Oh, damn, I almost didn't notice that, like, antenna thing there or whatever. And yeah, by the way, this chopper checkpoints, as far as I'm aware, doesn't really return in like any other Grand Theft Auto like game or whatever. So it's kind of a one-off kind of thing they did for 100% in a GTA game. I don't really think there's much of an alternative unless people consider like the air races or whatever in San Andreas. But I feel that's more of its own thing because I think you're going up against other people as well or something. So I mean, that's kind of the closest they've done. In addition to this, to like the chopper checkpoints, and obviously I'll be seeing one of these San Andreas Definitive Edition. It goes in this like middle section here from that G Spotlight mission. And there it is. That was all 4 of the chopper checkpoint missions in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But yeah, like I mentioned, it's a very relaxing part of the 100% completion of the game. You don't really have to stress against it whatsoever because there's no AIs that go against this kind of just do at your heart's content, like at your leisurely pace or whatever. And yeah, I was curious to check out this area, but yeah, it's like above the flight height, so yeah, I feel unfortunately that one area is mission only from like G Spotlight, but it's cool that you can see like detail in there, at least in the definitive edition, to see that the detailing is still there and whatnot. Not sure if it's like that in the original game as well, but at least in this definitive edition. But yeah, at least in the definitive edition, you can see like the kind of interior, kind of glass and whatnot from the G Spotlight mission and that one interior. But again, if you don't want to wait till G Spotlight to do that one chopper checkpoint, you can just bring one of the previous Sparrows over there and you can technically do it earlier. I'd probably just wait, obviously, till doing the film studio missions so you don't gotta go through the hassle of parking it correctly and whatnot. Because I imagine the parking's pretty precise. Oh, no, no. No. Alright, still got 57%, so same as it's like around 2 to 3% completion for doing all of those. And yeah, again, I was like pressing the touchpad thing, but yeah, the camera doesn't change at all, I don't think here. As expected, the name doesn't change on there because it's nothing like really all that major. And again, I keep pressing the touchpad apparently. But yeah, I guess that is gonna actually already be it for this stream. For those wondering why I'm like going and doing like one kind of set of missions and whatnot, is because I don't want to get through this game too quickly. Grand Theft Auto 3 for me was in like 19 parts. I feel this series should be at least 20 parts. I'll probably be having at least another like 10, maybe a couple more parts to have to do to complete this walkthrough. But yeah, preview on what should be happening next time. It should be the off-road missions, which will include PCJ Playground, Crazy, Trial by Dirt, and then Test Track. So there's 4 off-road mission kind of things that we'll be having to do, essentially, for part 11. So that will finally be it for this stream. That was the plans for next part. Hope you enjoyed.